All right, welcome back. I've got some really exciting news to share this week. We finally had an offer accepted on a forest in Scotland. Can't say exactly where yet, but it's this is something we've been trying to get another piece of land or a forest for quite a while now. We've had maybe 6 or 7 offers rejected, and the reason we've been wanting to get another piece of land or forest is because we really want to share the ownership of forests in the UK with more people. Get more people to get the benefits of owning forests in the UK and not needing huge amounts of money to get involved either. So it's not something that I've talked much about in the videos so far, but this is like one of our main kind of goals, is to kind of grow the number of people who have a stake in the forest in Britain. So today I'm just going to be showing you around the forest, seeing what's here, what kind of trees are growing, a little bit about the history, and seeing the different features that are currently in the forest. So yeah, let's crack on and see what's here, where we are right at the moment. So we've got this burn, Scottish Fish stream that runs through the forest here. Got a bit of a clearing here as well. And then, as you can see to the right over here, we've got these coniferous trees. So probably about half of the forest is coniferous, and it's a mixture of 2 different types of spruce. So it's Sitka spruce and Norwegian spruce, and then the other half is predominantly these birch trees that we can see here, and then a few other kind of very small percentage of other trees as well. So you can see down here we've got a few oak, and actually here we've got this quite a large quite a mature oak here, and then of course we've got like a few kind of smaller trees. So we've got this holly over here, and I can point out some others as we go along. And yeah, just when I walked over before, just down here, there was a heron flew away. So there's obviously different kind of wildlife that lives here. You've got the deer that come through the forest here. Seen quite a few tracks already. And yeah, I understand that this area is a bit of a border between grey squirrels and red squirrels. So not seen any squirrels yet. Maybe that's something we'll probably see more in the spring. So yeah, fingers crossed we've got more reds here. And right, yeah, let's go on. I can just see something through there which I want to point out. So I'm gonna find a place to cross the stream and show you what's over there. Right, so this is something which you don't really want in your forest. It's a rhododendron. So a lot of people might recognize this as a plant that grows in people's gardens. This one is probably likely to have purple flowers on. It has like a big kind of bulb shape of lots of small flowers together. And so originally rhododendron is from Asia, and it was brought here because it's a nice plant to have in the garden, the flowers. But in forests, especially in some parts of Scotland, it's been taking over. It grows too well, and it kind of smothers out the other native plants and biodiversity. So it's here there's quite a few small bushes. So I think this is something we need to plan to cut out and at least control. It's hard to completely eradicate it, but it's definitely something we want to get under control at this stage before it takes over too much, because the more it takes over, the more costly it is to control it. Right, so you can see all these lumps and bumps which are covered in moss around here. So this is the old tree stumps and some logs that have from when the original trees that were planted on this site. So this is likely to have been planted just after the Second World War, when there was a bit of a shortage of timber in the UK. It's just planning for the future. They planted a lot of land in the UK with trees, and then they've come in. I think this was about 15 years ago, and cut these trees down. And then we've had the regeneration here. So here we've had the birch that's growing up, probably self-seeded, whereas on the other side over there you can see the coniferous trees that have grown, up to replace the original coniferous trees that were here. Likely that they would have been spruce here originally, and that's what we've got growing now on the other side. Right, as you can see, it's a bit thick in here. I've just bashed my way through this block of conifers, which is quite thick. And now I've just reached this this small, well, actually it's probably classed more of a ditch. It doesn't look like it's flowing. So it's quite wet in the forest here, and these ditches were originally put in to help drain it, because the growing conifers on really wet ground has some risks, shall we say. So on really wet ground you're more likely to get things like wind blow, so where the trees are blown over by the storms, which yeah, best to avoid. But here actually we've got like a strip of birch coming along this stream ditch, and that's kind of quite good practice, because where the ditches and streams are, that's way more likely to get higher biodiversity value. So that's why it's good to have a native species like birch along them, and also some clearings and things like that, just to increase the chance of biodiversity basically. So as you can see, you can see some kind of lighter ground over there, so that's where the edge of the forest is. So head over there. Right, so we made it to another stream, and this time the field that we could see before is just on our left over here. And yeah, I mean, as I was saying, often the streams have got greater biodiversity around them, and here it's a bit lighter here. We've got quite a few different plants growing on the floor here. Doing something that, you know, when you're walking through the coniferous areas, the only thing you're really getting on the floor is mosses basically, because it's so dark in there, and it was quite wet, which, I mean, it's quite wet here as well. So it's not the it's the light which is the main consideration. And obviously when you've got the birch, as we've got down here, it's allowing more light onto the forest floor than coniferous forest is. So yeah, this is actually not the stream we were, or the burn that we were on before. So this is actually this one flows down, and then the one we were on before comes in and joins it on the side. Right, so I'm gonna keep going down in this direction, and we're gonna be now walking through more of the broadleaf, the birch forest, and we'll probably occasionally see more rhododendron bushes, as we got here on the left. This is actually, the bit on the left here is actually the worst bit, or at least the bit where they've all joined up together, whereas further down in the birch forest it's more sporadic, so just the occasional bush. Right, let's head down there. Alright, so now we're pretty much in the middle of the broadleaf section of the wood. Okay, occasionally you have got a couple of conifer trees, as you can see around here, but I'd say 90% of the trees are birch. The very occasional, potentially like a willow, yeah, occasional conifer. I think this is a willow over here with these multi stems at the bottom, with the rhododendron bush growing out of it as well. So it's a bit, as you can see here, it's a bit damper, so you've got these rushes that are growing, some more mosses, and yeah, some standing water in a few places. And yeah, here's the another remnant of the conifer plantation that was the original timber crop on this piece of land. And just over to the left here, it's a little bit less wet, so you've actually got a bit of bracken over here, and that goes alongside the edge of the wood. You can see the open ground up here. So as you can see here, there are quite a few clearings in the forest, and there's some slightly higher ground which is a bit drier. I mean, very marginally high. So one idea potentially is to plant different types of trees where it's a bit firmer, the ground. So potentially we could plant some oak potentially on these firmer bits, and then in the the wetter bits, we're just really kind of encouraging the birch to keep growing. We've got some sort of I think some sort of bulb here potentially already growing for the spring. I don't know, I might be completely wrong about this. I know we've got some types of ferns as well, quite a few different varieties of ferns in here. Right, so we're back at the burn now. So this is at this point here, actually, both the different burns we were on before have joined together, and this is an older tree. So it's quite looks like it's been here some time. Many stems, probably about 10-12 meters high, and yeah, you've got a bit of a clearing here as well. And yeah, I can't, it's just a birch I can see from here, apart from this one older. So and you can see here, actually you can see this strip of moss. So that's yeah, more remnants of the plantation that was here before. Right, I'm gonna just keep wandering down here, see if we find anything else that's interesting. Right, just come a bit further down, and yeah, the vegetation on the floor has changed a bit here. So we've got these some sort of marsh grass growing here. All right, that's a brief tour of the forest. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to keep up to date on how we're getting on and our plans and progress, then please subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.